Hey everyone, it's your girl Ace's Joy. Welcome back to a brand new video. I know it has been months and Sundays literally since the last time I posted, and so I thought why not do a really quick fun makeup video today. So we are going to try the one layer makeup trend from TikTok to see if it is quite as effective as everyone makes it out to be. In case you're not sure, the one layer makeup routine essentially consists of applying all of the makeup products that we typically include in a full face routine in one single layer. So basically you're applying them all at once before you blend in, instead of going concealer, then foundation, or foundation, then concealer, then bronzer, then contour, then highlight, then blush, all of these different things. So you're just applying it all at once in the same places where they would typically go. I wouldn't necessarily say that this shortens your makeup routine, but it does definitely lessen the amount of product that you put on your face. I do think the one layer makeup trend is challenging to blend out, especially as someone who's never been the best at blending makeup to begin with. But I figured, why not? We'll try it together. Maybe I'll be a little bit better at it than I was the other day. I am trying out 3 new products from Merit Beauty. I've been like literally dying to try this brand forever, like almost a year probably. And so I picked up the complexion stick, which you all will see me use. That's going to be my foundation. I'm using the color Buff. I'll have information in the description box. And then I'm also going to do a brown lip combo with their lip oil and their lipstick. So you all will see some new products, but everything else will be a bunch of things that I've used before and that I really like. I already did my brows, obviously. I won't say this is the best brow job I've ever done. Like, they're definitely on the sister and not twin track today. But they're there. They're done. Let me know if you all would be interested in like a brow video, because I've been thinking about doing one that's just like a culmination of all of the brow tips and information that I've learned over the years. So yeah, let me know if you think that's interesting. So let's get to it. So I always like to begin by just color correcting regardless of how I do my makeup, because it just helps me. So I use the eye illuminator from Fenty to color correct, and now we're diving into the one layer makeup routine. So even though I did my brows, I did not conceal around them. So I start with concealing everything that I know I would typically conceal. So that is always going to be my eyebrows first, and then under my eye, the redness that's around my lip, and then just a couple of little blemishes that I had on my face. It's typically not a lot. I use a normal concealer that matches my skin tone and a brightening one, and then I contour with the truffle matchsticks. I always contour under my lip, that's just my thing, and then a little bit around my forehead. I'm using the blush by Rare Beauty here. I use a little bit more than I typically do, and then we're going in with the complexion stick from Merit. And typically, whatever foundation you're using, you just go in all of the spots that haven't been concealed or highlighted or contoured and fill that in with your complexion product. TikTok time. Okay, so now we are ready to blend. Now I have to use a different tool for every kind of product, or else I'm just going to get muddied on my face. I also like to finish off with a sponge, and since I forgot to wet my sponge, I'm just using the refreshing spray from Fenty to make it a little damp. So we're going to go in always, and you also need setting spray. So make sure you're setting your makeup first. And you always want to blend from lightest to darkest is typically how this goes, which is why I'm using my concealer brush first to blend out all of the concealer. But I did things a little differently, as you'll see. So I'm going to blend out all of the concealer first, and then I'm taking my bronzer brush and I am concealing all of those contoured areas, which is my cheekbones and my forehead mainly, like around my temples, and then up into the blush a little bit. So it's about to get crazy, but just stick with me. So now I'm using my foundation brush, and I am now blending the actual foundation stick that I used, and I am just going to blend all of that on its own by itself, and all of those little patches and areas. And then once that's blended out, you're going to see me slowly just start to blend into all of the other areas so that we can eliminate these harsh lines. You really want to make sure you're blending well. I think the sponge is great at removing all of those harsh lines because you don't want to stop at a point where your face looks like one of those like patch test diagrams that you see on Pinterest that shows you where your makeup should go. You want it to look very seamless. You want the contour and the shadows and the highlights to look really seamless. And then I'm just going in with another foundation brush. I just tapped a little bit of that complexion stick underneath to help me. I'm just using a clean foundation brush to, again, just go over some of these harsher lines around my cheekbone areas until I'm comfortable with it. Now we can add a little pizzazz to the eyes. So this is just an old drugstore palette, as you can see. I'm just going in with a couple of plain colors, transitionary type of colors, to just give my eyes a little bit of a pop, nothing too crazy or serious. And then I am going to apply my eyeliner. And something that I think is really important with this routine is to, make it the best thing for yourself. So like I said, for me, it's making sure that I'm using different tools to blend out. A lot of people use the same tool, the same sponge or brush, but give yourself permission to do what works for you because you want to make sure that everything is seamless. I'm just going in and applying some Rare Beauty eyeliner here. Ever since I started applying my eyeliner with my eyes open, everything has come out like really great, honestly. Like that has changed the game for me. So I highly recommend trying it if you haven't. And liquid eyeliner is typically what I like to use. Just because, I don't know, it's a lot easier for me than using a pencil sometimes. And then we're just applying some mascara. I swear by the Milk Makeup Mascara. If you have not tried it, please do because it will change your life. And then I always like to go back over my moles with just like a brow pencil to make them more visible because they get lost once I apply my makeup. And this is an old drugstore lip pencil. Literally don't know where it's from or the color because everything's kind of like worn off of it. And now we're going in with the signature lipstick from Layet Beauty. This is one of the brown colors. I actually saw someone do this brown combination on Instagram, and so that's why I specifically bought these colors. I'm going over it with a lip oil, which is basically a gloss. So beautiful, like it's a perfect fall combination. And then I'm just finally sealing it with some powder. So yeah, that's it. That's one layer makeup. So like I said, I like it. It's just the blending. I feel like blending in general takes skill and it takes practice and it takes patience. But I do think that it takes a little bit more of all of those things when you're doing one layer makeup, just because everything is literally next to each other. And as you can see, if you're not patient with it and if you're not like precise about where you're blending things, it could quite easily turn into a muddled mess. And you also do really need to practice patience because like there's going to be moments where it's going to look crazy and it's like not going to look right at all. You just have to trust the process, literally. It also wears really well throughout the day. And I think that is probably from infusing the setting spray into the blending process. I find that my makeup doesn't move around a lot. And it could be because I'm not using a liquid foundation, but I also didn't get really oily. My skin is not very oily to begin with, but I do get shiny in different places if my makeup's been on for a while, and it hasn't really happened with the one layer thing. Again, I'm not sure if that's just because I'm using the Merit product as my foundation or not, but yeah, I absolutely love this lip color and the products feel good, and I really love this. Like the color matches me well. You probably weren't able to see it as much on its own because of how I did my makeup. But I do plan on buying more Merit beauty products. So if you want me to do a Merit specific video where you can just see this product as a complexion tool, just let me know and I'll do it. I will totally make a video for you guys. Well, that about wraps it up. I made it just in time before my battery died and I got everything on camera, which is the most important thing. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. It is so great to be back and to see you all, and I'm going to do my very, very best to be more consistent from this point forward. But I hope you all had an amazing summer. Like I said, if there's any specific videos about anything that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments. Send me some love. Be sure to follow at Ace's Joy on social media, and I will see you in the next video.